my friends. Welcome to God Focus this morning. The title of today's episode, Deception and Discernment. In 1 Kings chapter 13, there's a story of a prophet of God. He was sent by God to give a message to King Jeroboam. When he delivered the word from the Lord, the king didn't like it. He turned and told his people to lay hold on the prophet. But when Jeroboam pointed his direction, his hand shriveled and he could not pull it back. He then asked the prophet to pray for God to restore his hand, and God moved on him and returned it to normal. 1 Kings 13:7-10. And the king said unto the man of God, Come home with me and refresh thyself, and I will give thee a reward. And the man of God said unto the king, If thou wilt give me half thine house, I will not go with thee. Neither will I eat bread nor drink water in this place. For so was it charged me by the word of the Lord, saying, Eat no bread, nor drink water, nor turn again by the same way that thou camest. So he went another way, and returned not by the way that he came to Bethel. He was determined to listen to the word of God, and not to eat or drink, neither turn and go the way he had came into Bethel. He told the king, Even if you offered me half of your kingdom. A few verses later, an old prophet came to him and asked him to return to his house to eat and drink with him. He explained that God had told him not to go back, but to keep going. 1 Kings 13:18. And he said unto him, I am a prophet also, as thou art. And an angel spake unto me by the word of the Lord, saying, Bring him back with thee into thine house, that he may eat bread and drink water. But he lied to him. He believed the old prophet and returned to his house and ate and drank. I don't know why the old man lied to him, but if God tells you something, it is important that you be obedient. God would not send an angel to tell you to do something the opposite from what he had already told you to do. We cannot believe every word given to us by a supposed prophet. Not all of them are speaking God's words. The same way with preachers and even people that sometimes we put confidence in that we shouldn't. While he was eating with the old prophet, the word of the Lord came to him, saying, because he was disobedient and did the opposite of what God told him to do, that he would not be buried with his family, but his carcass would be by the wayside. And he went and left the old man and started on his way. A lion came out and attacked him, killing him and leaving his body on the road. When the old prophet heard about it, he went and got him and buried him in his own sepulcher. God doesn't give us reasons for the things that he tells us to do. Sometimes we do not understand the reason. But if God tells us to do something, he will not tell someone else to come and to change it. We can learn the important lesson of being obedient from this story. Think about it. If he had kept going, he probably would not have met the lion on the road. But because he was delayed from stopping for dinner, it lined up the timing of his meeting the lion. God knew when that lion would be there and what it took to avoid it. 1 Thessalonians 5:11-12. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do. And we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you and are over you in the Lord, and admonish you. I often say that it's important to have godly people in your circle of friends and acquaintances. We are to lift up one another. Be careful about accepting the word of the Lord from just anyone because they say they're a preacher or a prophet. There are many that are in the world to deceive. Unlike this prophet, they are causing people to lose their souls with their false teachings and words from the Lord that aren't really from him. When I was thinking about this old prophet that lied, it reminded me of the serpent in the Garden of Eden. When Eve told him that they could not eat of the tree, he said, Hath God said? He manipulated her to make her question if she understood correctly. He planted doubt in her mind. In the past, God has shown me things about people, and I knew in my gut that they were not what they appeared to be. But in my compassion and desire to not be judgmental, I would ignore my discernment. I let the enemy plant doubt that I had heard from God. Every time when they proved to be what I originally knew, I would beat myself up for not listening. I'm not talking about judging someone for making a mistake or falling into a sin. There's a difference between a person that has not got a good grasp on their faith walk yet and someone who purposefully sets out to deceive others. The word says to know them that labor among you. We can know these people by their fruit. The word says that we will know people by the fruit in their life. A well cannot bring forth both bitter and sweet water, neither can an evil person bring forth good things. Psalms 119:66. Teach me good judgment and knowledge, for I have believed thy commandments. This needs to be our prayer, that we learn good judgment and knowledge, that God will show us the things that we need. Then ask him to help us be obedient to his commands. I, for one, am very blessed to be surrounded by a group of intercessors that pray with passion. They are my encouragers, and we keep each other in check. I trust that they have my best interests at heart, but I want to be found faithful to what God says, even if no one else understands. He has a path for each of us. Sometimes that means going and doing things that others may not understand. We may not fully understand either, but we can trust that God will always do the right thing. We can put our full confidence and full trust in him. Be careful, my friends. Satan is as a lion out there trying to deceive. He is seeking someone to devour. Make sure it's not you. Thanks for watching. Until next time, be bold, be brave, and keep your God focus. Like, share, and subscribe for more encouragement. Have a wonderful weekend.